Oh my God. White people are realizing, they are regretting, they are still crying, they are still saying, I wish we listen. I only wish we heard, we follow the direction of Black Americans. Hi, God. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you. Liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, and also joining my membership. Let's go watch this video. I'll be back with commentaries. Disclaimers, educational purposes only. Only. Let's go watch.
I think the saddest part about life under Mad King Trump is that it's not like we weren't warned. When the whole ICE situation blew up and we were watching these horrific scenes unfold every day, I thought, this is what the Black community was trying to warn us about during the George Floyd protests. They had already seen firsthand the brutality, the excessive use of force, and the complete erosion of the Fourth Amendment, which paved the way for the blatant racial profiling we're seeing now. But we just didn't listen. And now we have militarized ICE agents everywhere, crawling our streets and even our airports. You know, our law enforcement was emboldened in the inner city during the war on drugs, and the Black community tried to warn us. Millions of them tried to warn us. But we said, that's their problem. What's that got to do with us? Well, it's got everything to do with us now. Because the Black community has always been the canary in the coal mine. The problem is, we just never seem to listen.
We back, I'm back, okay? I don't want this video to get taken down, but we are the gods. Black Americans are the gods, okay? We had a Black global civilization. We was everywhere. We're the gods of the waters. We're the gods of the sky. We're the gods of the fire, earth, wind, and fire. We're more than just the original indigenous Americans. We're more than just the Indians. We are mother gods. Do you hear me? Y'all don't hear me though. Wake up. We are the gods. Everything is us. Everything is us. ISIS, Hanuman, Buddha, Jesus. Everybody is us. We have to wake up. We have to wake up and take back our power and take back our authority. Remember who you are. You're not gonna find yo in the museums. No, it's in the land. It's in the rocks. It's buried. It's sunken in the water. Okay? They genocide us. But guess what? Guess what? We don't die. We don't die. We don't die. Okay? We come back and we come back. Every time we try to come back, they burnt our shit down. Okay? Natural disasters, floods, building highways through our stuff. We don't die. We come back. And this is our time. This is our time to shine. Wake up. Wake up. This is our time to shine.
Just feel like the Black community, they have tried to warn all of us.
Yeah, you right. We tried to warn you, but you just didn't want to listen.
Anyone else feel extremely drained? Like, no matter how much sleep I get, like, I just feel tired. I feel drained. I could sleep for 8 hours and I still feel drained. I don't know what is going on anymore, but something really doesn't feel right.
Class consciousness. I'm sure you've heard the phrase a ton over the past couple of days, but let's break down what it means. It's kind of exactly what it sounds like, understanding where you fall under the current economic system and recognizing that your struggles are shared amongst all others in the same position, regardless of race, religion, gender. And it's the awareness that your personal challenges, let it be the cost of rent, student debt, low wages, they aren't personal failures, but a direct result of how society is structured. The system is actually designed so that it only benefits those at the top, while those at the bottom fight over crumbs. When we all develop class consciousness, we stop seeing ourselves as isolated and realize the power power we all have together. Instead of shaming people for what they don't have, we start understanding why they don't have it and imagining something better. Historically, class consciousness has been a huge driving force for major movements of change. Think labor movements in the early 20th century, workers banding together to fight for fair wages, safer conditions, and things like the 8-hour workday that we take for granted now. Or take the civil rights movement. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. wasn't just fighting for racial equity, but also organizing to unite the working class across racial lines.
It is a crime for people to live in this rich nation and receive starvation wages.
Class consciousness shows up wherever people realize we're stronger when we organize. And it's no coincidence that historically movements like these have been met with resistance. This system does not want people waking up to their collective power.
Child, it's been a while since I've addressed the white folks. So I wrote them a letter. And it goes a little something like this. Dear white people, during the November elections, black folks tried to warn you. Not because you deserved it, not because we're psychic or dramatic, well, some of us are, but because we recognize patterns. We've lived under this government who use fear, propaganda, and projection to justify harming us. Baby, every time black folks spoke up, we were dismissed. Here we were. And I want to bring to your attention that dismissal didn't happen in a vacuum. It's been reinforced century after century after century by a government narrative that taught this country that black people are dangerous and untrustworthy, uneducated, criminal, and above all, disposable. Baby, those projections were never about truth. They were about justification. Justification to police us, justification to surveil us, justification to ignore us. Black folks have said this for generations. What happens to one group will eventually happen to others. And somehow y'all have written his story, but you haven't read history. And now look at you. Looking how you looking. As we fast forward, you're watching those same tactics expand. The same language, the same fear narratives, the same consolidation of power. And baby, this time, you're on the agenda too, because that's how fascism and authoritarianism actually work. Not through chaos, not at first, but through smoke and mirrors. An illusion of control, an illusion of safety, an illusion that you will be exempt. Many of you were okay with the way we were treated, and you knew it wasn't right, but you turned a blind eye. And baby, you fell for the illusion, not because you're unintelligent. I mean, some of you are, but because projection made it easier to distrust the warnings than to interrogate the power behind the message. And baby, let me be clear. I can't promise you that the black community is going to help you out on this one, because then you won't learn the lesson. You won't learn it. But what I will say is this. Run that thing back. Revisit the warnings. Remember what we tried to tell you. Read the history, because history was offering you a warning on a silver platter. Baby, you chose not to listen, and now you got to learn the lesson. So we're rooting for you on this one. All right, good people. Drink your water. Stay rooted, real, and knowledgeable. And mind your black business. Happy Black History 365. And I'll see you next time.
When we were telling you, raising the alarm, yes, the 92%, but also the 70-some% of black men too. When black people were telling you, don't but trust these motherfuckers. And we were telling you, this is what this man is capable of. A lot of these folks out here who voted for him didn't believe it could happen to them. Number one, they didn't believe us when it happened to us. Number two, but even if it was true, they did not believe that it could happen to them. As long as it happened to us, it was okay. Because as long as it was happening to us, there was always some way in which they could finagle some sort of ridiculous racist logic to make it sound like it's our fault. And now we're seeing that it's no longer us. In fact, because so many of us are at home mind their own Black business, it's disproportionately not us because we know what happens in these situations. And therefore, we're not putting ourselves in the center of it. We're not putting our bodies on the line for the destruction that you have voted for.
Somebody said that foundational Black Americans would not be rooting for the downfall of America because this is the country that our great-great-great-grandparents built. And I would just like to say, you're half right. And before anybody tries to come and question me, baby, I'm 6 generations deep in this bitch. And I know exactly who and where I come from. So let's get into it. Yes, our family members, our ancestors, our people built this country. By 1860, 4 million enslaved people produced well over 60% of this nation's wealth. Enslaved Africans and enslaved African Americans literally and figuratively built this nation. That includes the U.S. Capitol and the White House. If you would like to, you can read more about that at the Smithsonian National Museum of African American Culture. Please understand that slavery created the startup capital for the U.S. economy's rise. And that capital accumulated under slavery continues to grow exponentially because of compound interest. It accrues today to the white heirs of the estates built by slave labor. And the heirs of the Black laborers who toiled for free have been excluded by law from their rightful inheritance. So yeah, our ancestors built this country, without a doubt. And then this country denied them their 40 acres and a mule that they were promised. And then this country passed black codes to put them back into legal servitude. And then created sharecropping to keep them economically trapped. Used redlining to deny them home ownership. Used the GI Bill to build white generational wealth while denying Black veterans. And today, without intervention, it would take 228 years for the average Black American family to build the same wealth as their white counterparts. 228 years. According to the NAACP. So when I look at this country, I don't see a country that was built for us. I see a corporation that was built by us, owned by someone else that has never once paid its debt. A corporation that quite literally needs an underclass to function. Did you know that Black Americans hold 2% of the nation's wealth? Less than 2%, according to Berkeley Economic Review. And that's not by accident. That is a feature of this nation, of this corporation. So will the fall of America hurt Black and brown communities first? Yes, of course. It always does. Every economic crisis in American history, Black and brown communities see it and feel it first. The 2008 housing crisis, Black families, Black American families felt it first, losing 53% of the wealth. COVID, Black Americans died at twice the rate. Every recession, every inflation spike, every single crisis, same story. So in that respect, I understand why some people are saying don't root for the fall of America. But here's my question. What exactly are we protecting? A system that was designed with our subjugation built into the infrastructure? A corporation that used our ancestors as startup capital? Still ain't paid that debt? Instead of saying that I'm rooting for destruction, I'm just going to say that I'm rooting for something better to be built in its place. You wouldn't renovate a house whose foundation was built on the bones of your ancestors and call it home.
If you're a Black American, I need you to stay right here. If you're not, I'll give you a few seconds so you can go on and scroll on by. Great. Okay. We need to have a talk. You know, it comes to a point where supporting and defending your community just is, it becomes so exhausting that you feel this frustration and you start to understand why people have the Black fatigue that they talk about. The Houston Rodeo, a family event. You have people there fighting, stealing, acting like menace to society, lawlessness, at an event that's supposed to be a fun, family-oriented event. You have Ruth Chris now saying, hey, we don't want to do this, but you guys are forcing our hand. We're going to have to enforce a dress code policy because how you guys are coming in here with your pants sagging, looking sloppy, All of these things we just cannot allow. So then you sit back and you wonder why other races will say, we have black fatigue. Guess what? I'm black and I have black fatigue. I am tired of the wrong type of people in our community, because let me preface this is not all black people. This is not. You have people over here making life miserable for other fellow Americans because you have no manners, you have no standards, you have no morals. I don't care how you were brought up. If you were raised in the hood, if you were raised in a suburb, I don't care. Having character and manners will always take you far. So no, I don't blame people when they say, no, we don't want your kind over here. I'm hesitant. I don't blame them. I do not. Because if anything, what it shows is that you cannot call a pattern of facts racism and stereotype. Stereotypes all come from a truth. What a concept.
The elected officials refuse to address the problem. The black elected officials refuse to address the problem. My own congressman refuses to address the problem. And I think the problem is black folks see all minorities as allies. And this is not the case. These people are not here for our common good. They're here for their own good. Where I don't have any ill will towards anybody, I also want to look out for my race. I'm a black American. I've never used a hyphen. But I will refuse to turn my back on my race and see what's going on in South Central to my people and let these people come in here and just take over. I'm not going to sit back and watch it. And I think it's a terrible thing, a horrendous thing for anybody to see this going on and say, well, he's a minority like me, so I won't speak up. I don't care where he comes from. The key to this whole thing is stop the denial, stop the alliances of, in other words, he's a minority like me, so I can't speak up against him. If this was white folks committing these lynchings to us in South Central, what's going on, there would be an outrage in this country. We have had fire bombs thrown through windows. We have had people's cars burned in the driveway because they happened to move into the wrong communities. We had a lady who moved to East LA, came to the state from the South, not knowing what East LA was. It was an all-Hispanic community. She wasn't there one day. We had another man who was burned out of his house in Torrance last year. We had 5 murders in Hawaiian Gardens just because the people were black. This would not be tolerated if this was white on black crime. But the fact that these people come here, and it's the numbers, sir, it's the numbers. They come here in the numbers, they build up the Hispanic community, and they get this sense of power against us. And there are race riots in the schools every day in Los Angeles. It never makes the media. The black kids are being run out of the schools every day and told to go back to Africa. It never makes the media. We are having people who are being discriminated against on every avenue of society, economic, schools, even in our prisons now. They have drawn lines, and our prisoners in California are being beat and harassed and raped by Hispanic gang members who recently arrived here because of the numbers. My answer to you, sir, would be we don't need any new laws. Enforce the ones we got.
Maybe they feel like we already got too much. Maybe they feel like we already have more than what we deserve. I'm not really sure. But it just seems like there is a specific plight to undermine us and to make sure that we don't get anything outside of what we already have. But yet, if we become an ICE agent, then we're a coon, right? If we work for ICE or if we work for the military, then we're an agent of white supremacy. Well, what about people who try to undermine Black Americans getting reparative justice, getting some type of restitution for slavery? So you could come against that and try to undermine the plight of Black Americans, and that's supposed to be okay. But if we join the military, join ICE, and ship your ass back to where you came from, then we're wrong. We're a coon, right? Because anything that's done to us is okay. As long as
As long as we don't benefit as Black Americans, as long as we are not a beneficiary of something, then it's cool. Anything that's supposed to come to us isn't really supposed to be for us. It's supposed to be for all Blacks, right? It's supposed to be for everybody. It's pure jealousy. And I don't care how nobody feels about me saying that. Yes, it's jealousy, period, point blank. People, I feel like most Black nations are so far low on the totem pole as far as economic, as far as on a worldwide scale, economics on a worldwide scale, that I think that they're terrified of seeing a Black nation actually be really truly powerful and actually having some real push and pull financially, economically in this world, because they know it's never going to be them. And so if it's not going to be them, they don't want it to be nobody, especially not us.
This is the last year of normalcy.
I believe it.
This is the absolute last year of a normal economy. Even right now, if you look at the job numbers, they're all negative. Every fucking month, they're negative, like a recession. And that's why Trump went into Venezuela, grabbed that oil, went into Iran, grabbed that, because while the world is losing jobs all over the place, you think it's just in America? The Chinese just had factories completely replaced with robots and robots. I told you this shit 6 months ago. Yeah. My billionaire friend says he goes to a dark warehouse. I'm like, what's a dark warehouse? They have no lights. No lights. Why? They have no humans in there. It's all machines. They don't need lights. So what I'm trying to tell you is, this shit is all coming down. Every little bit, piece of it. So you can do one of two things. You can enjoy the last year of what's gonna, of this type of living. Go out there to the bars, go have a whole bunch of whores, or you can prepare. Prepare by knowing something about AI. Prepare by having some money in reserves, gold, ammo. If you go to my house, you think it's a grocery store with how much water I have there. I'm ready. Stocked up. Do you know one of the richest people I know? He called me up 18 months ago. He's like, Gary, I'm gonna open a gun shop. I'm like, why? There's not much money in that shit. Why would you open that? He's like, oh, I'm not worried about making money off it. When shit hits the fan, I got fucking somewhere to go get all my ammo. They told me that 18 fucking months ago. It's coming. It's coming. Prepare, because I
warned. Yes, they warned. And right now, a lot of you will understand why Black Americans are the chosen one. A lot of you will understand why someone that built a country is literally that person that can explain to you how that country can go. Either that country will be going north, south, east, or west. Now, I wish we listen, I wish we listen, I wish we listen. These are the things I keep seeing online. I regret my vote, I regret my vote, I regret my votes. These are the things I keep seeing. I didn't vote for grocery price, I didn't vote for fuel increments, I didn't vote for, these are what we see. Why are we at war? Why are we at war? Why are we at war? We wish we went for the KK woman. We wish we voted for her. We wish we did not see any of these. Are what we see online. These are what we keep seeing every single now and then. But I can tell you, give these people another pen and paper and tell them to recast their votes and tell them, do you really regret? Some of them will still do exactly or repeat the same mistake that they are doing. But I love the fact that instead of you enjoying the fruit of your labor, you are enjoying what you vote for. You are enjoying what you advocated for. You are enjoying every single thing that comes with you being an American. And I hate it when I see people come to my comment section and tell me, talk about your country. Go talk about my country. Go talk about my country. Because you think it's not affecting me? You think I'm happy? You think I'm happy as at this point of my life? You think I'm happy that every single day I go to the market with good amount of money and I come back with nothing? You think I'm happy that every single time I get house increments, while salary remain the same? You think I'm happy? You think I'm happy? You think what is affecting America is not affecting us? You think we are also happy with you guys that actually voted for this man? We are not. And I will keep saying it. You see, that orange man is the Tinubu of Nigerian that we have today. Yes. Because even when we that knew the system as well was literally talking to some of our Nigerian families, do not vote for this person. This is actually not going to go anywhere. They still went ahead and did it. And that is the mess that we are up to date. Facing genocide, facing insecurity, facing harm, kidnapping, every single side in Nigeria right now is bleeding. If you're conversant online, you're going to see it. So I am not happy. I am not happy. So whenever I see people come here to say, we wish we listen, we wish we listen, we wish we listen, I get pissed off because you guys have every single opportunity. There was campaign, there was protests, there were education coming from Black American East, West, North, and South. But did you listen? No. You thought you were going to be the best. You thought tariffs was actually not going to affect you. You thought you were going to be getting more Medicaid. You thought your SNAP benefits is not going to be taken. You thought daycare is actually going to remain. Now, this man, if you check the video that I uploaded before this one, has literally stripped off every single thing about that. So the only thing right now he owes you as an American is that you have to endure till when his tenure is over. And even if his tenure is over and he still chooses, as a dictatorship, anything can happen, that I want to continue. Who are we? So let's just cross our hands and keep enjoying the suffering. Next time, I will tell you, whenever you hear Black Americans say they are the God's chosen one, they are the blueprint, they understand every single thing in America, you guys need to accept that. You don't have a choice. You don't. Let me know what you think about this video. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. And yes, with that being said, with no further ado, like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be Simba, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.